we are now on to the second part of the module, and now we're going to be talking about local SEO. A website gives you the opportunity to target the entire online world. Local SEO, on the contrary, is focused on ranking higher in your local area. This is especially important now due to COVID, when people are often trying to reach you more online than offline. You'll have to make sure your local audience will be able to find you on Google. And today we're going to talk about that. If you have a local business like a shop or have people visiting your office frequently, optimizing your website is also about making sure people are able to find you in real life. Even now, when you're not actively getting visitors in your building, you're still targeting an audience that's located in the same geographical area as you are. And so you need to optimize for that area. And this is what we call local SEO. Ground rule these days is that it's by far easier to optimize if you have a proper address in a region city. This allows you to create local landing pages and help people find your shop with a store locator. The thing is that if you want to optimize for, like, say for instance, a service area that you are not located in physically, your main tool for optimization is content. You should simply write a lot about that area. We found that too often this leads to like forced pages that have little to do with the business at hand. It's clear that these pages were only added for SEO reasons, which leads to almost like a consequence to that is Google My Business. I'm sure when you guys are getting ready to order a pizza, you type in pizza in Google, and all of a sudden you get a bunch of local results that you see, like, kind of like what you see up here. Each one of these businesses created a Google My Business account to help them show up in local search results. Any business with a brick and mortar location is eligible for a GMB listing at their location. For businesses with 2 or more locations, each location will be eligible for a distinct GMB listing. Google also tries to make sure that only legitimate businesses are represented in these listings. It requires anyone who attempts to claim a listing verify their association with the business in some way. The easiest way to start the process is to perform a desktop search at Google for your business name. In the panel on the right-hand side of the page, you'll see a link that poses the question, own this business? Importantly, before you click that link to begin the verification process, make sure you are either not signed into Google or are signed into a Google account for your business as opposed to personal Gmail. Once you fill out the most basic information, if it can corroborate your address and phone number, Google will call and ask you to enter a PIN number on screen. If it hasn't previously seen a business with the phone number and address you submitted, you'll be mailed a postcard within a week with instructions on how to PIN verify. Now, when you're creating your GMB page, there are primary business information that you guys need to put in: name, address, phone. I know it sounds simple, right? But it's so surprising how many business owners overthink these core attributes or try to optimize them. Your business, your name, your address, and phone are your most basic thumbprint online. If they don't reflect your business accurately at Google My Business, Google and your customers lose trust that you are who you say you are. They're going to stop sending business your way. And so basically, do not stuff keywords into your business name. Represent yourself as you would answer the phone or welcome a customer into your store. Google is monitoring for these kinds of abuses all the time, and they're getting better at blacklisting the abusers. Submit the same address you use on your website. Even if you're a service area business, you'll have to submit a physical address and not a PO box or other mailing only address. You'll see a map displayed just alongside your address. Zoom in and double click that the PIN is in the correct place on your business. Google's PIN precision for US addresses is typically pretty good, but every now and then it could be spotty in other countries. Don't use a tracking phone number and segment customers coming from Google versus other countries. Implementing tracking numbers incorrectly can do tremendous damage to your local search ranking. Another important attribute is the category attribute. From a ranking standpoint, the category field is the most important attribute you can optimize for at Google My Business. Google maintains a huge list of several thousand categories to describe local businesses. By typing in a few characters of a keyword that describes your business, you'll probably find a match pretty closely. Google suggests using as few categories as possible, and as well as categories that are as specific as possible. And while it's true that Google can and does detect category information from your website and from mentions about your business throughout the web, my advice, guys, is to explicitly specify as many relevant categories as you can on your Google My Business listing. If you operate, say, a small restaurant that's open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., select breakfast restaurant, brunch restaurant, lunch restaurant, cafe, coffee shop, any other relevant category. Take the time to enter multiple keywords that describe your business and see which categories match. It helps you show up for as broad range of searches as possible. And then, of course, there's secondary business information that is very important to Google My Business. After entering in all the primary ones, don't stop there, guys. There are other attributes to add. Photos and images. Photos, guys, I gotta say, like, photos may be the most neglected attribute in all of local search. The success of Instagram, Pinterest just indicates just how visual our internet culture has become. Consumers often select or reject a business because of its photos. Not only the content of the photos, but also the quality and the professionalism. Business hours. Kind of self-explanatory, right? But hours will be front and center whenever a customer interacts with your business on Google. So they should definitely be accurate and up to date. And of course, there's always ranking factors out of your control. And two significant ranking factors over which you have little control have to do with the physical location of your business. The first one is the proximity of your business to the location where your prospective customer is performing her search. All other things being equal, Google will choose to display a business closer to the searcher than one farther away from her. In the early days of Google, its algorithm favored businesses which were close to the center of a given city or its centroid. Google simply wasn't as good at detecting the location of the searcher. It defaulted to showing businesses in the areas of highest population density. That factor has declined in importance due to mobile. Google has gotten way better at detecting location of desktop searchers as well. And the second factor is having an address in the city in which your customer is searching. If your customer's in Seattle, your Tacoma or Bellevue-based coffee shop won't appear because it's not relevant for that search. Short of opening additional locations to target areas where like high concentrations or your customers are searching, there's not really a lot you can do to optimize for these ranking factors, but you should still be aware of their importance. I'd like to take this to the future of Google My Business. At various times in its past, Google My Business was the hot potato no one wanted to be left holding. That is no longer the case. GMB has become Google's frontline defense against Facebook's overwhelming amount of small business owners' pages. The main product has become so more robust. Google has released two major subproducts within GMB messaging and posts just within the last couple of months. And like the goal of both products, like it seems to be to get small business owners to engage with their customers via GMB on a regular, as opposed to like just set it up and then let it go. And so like essentially they want you to reach out and engage with your customers. All right, guys. Well, let's recap here. Represent your name, address, and phone exactly as they appear to customers in the real world. These are not attributes to optimize. Pay special attention to categories and select as many categories as are relevant to your business. Upload great photos of your business. And if you don't have any, considering hiring a professional photographer to do so. Consider using the discovery metric from GMB Insights as a barometer for the overall strength of your local SEO. And pay attention to new engagement features from Google as they're released.